on EA Sports.
All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. Tonight, we've got the crew set for what should be a real treat, a great Monday night matchup between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Pittsburgh Steelers. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. From TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
This is a young man who has a lot of quiet confidence in his abilities. He won't shout it from the rooftops, but if you ever talk to him, you sense it, and you start to get it. In fact, I asked him about his mobility, and he said, well, I did run for over 1,500 yards in college. That was an easy answer from him.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
Let's go, baby.
It's a gain of 35.
Well, partner, it's pretty simple. One thing you don't want to see defensively, on the very first snap of the game, some guy running free like we just saw there.
Heck of a start for this offense, no doubt. Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Off the play fake to Mixon. This is Dalton. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
Well, partner, they went empty set there. No backs in the backfield. All receivers out in the pattern. And in this situation, you know what the quarterback has to do? Act as his own blitz control.
Yeah, he's got nobody else there to protect
No
him.
one else there to protect, which means he's got to get rid of the football and absorb the hit, but not go down and fumble the ball.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. On first down, Connor plowing ahead for about 3. It'll be second and 7.
Face mask. Defense.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
Roethlisberger will hand to Connor. Wiggles free. And now the spin. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a second and 3. They run with Connor. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. On first and 10 is Connor. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. On second down, Connor looking for space. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone.
That's a gain of 6.
Black 20.
And 1.
Here we go.
We're scoreless after 1.
With no score.
Blue 30.
Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football. And they're driving, but they come up on a 3rd and short here. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Roethlisberger will throw. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A 2-yard touchdown grab as his guys are on the board first here tonight. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite, but in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Let's go, dude. Hey, here we go.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And Dalton to throw. That's complete to John Ross. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one good for 37 yards. For an offense that has not found the end zone yet, that's a big play.
There's the spark right there. The big play that they needed. Now they've got to go ahead and finish this drive and put this ball in the end zone.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. On the draw, here's Bernard. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Vince Williams in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
13 seconds, the time remaining in the half as they come up on first down. Roethlisberger. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So flagged for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. This is the correct call.
And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is. So we've hit half. Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. Oh, twisting away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separate.
This is caught inside the 15. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They'll get 34 yards there. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A good display of power, but it will only get him just inside the 5 to the 4. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Play fake to Connor. Now Roethlisberger. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Like the footwork back there, I thought you did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, it winds up getting buried for the loss. And he's got his man, the tight end, McDonald. And he will not be able to get the first as he can get this only down to the 5. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Nick Vigil. And the Bengals will get the football back. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play.
Yeah.
But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick, I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the third quarter.
2 yards on the pickup.
Dalton sets up play action. Now he's hit, and Dalton lost the football. And he takes it back to the house. A fumble recovery for a Steelers score. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave him a comfortable lead.
Boswell good with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40. The Bengals drive about to get going. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. 18 yards on that one, and the Bengals are moving. First down.
A gain of 18 on the play. First down, Cincinnati.
Let's go!
That's the
1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. A draw play. Bernard. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Right there, 55.
They'll run again with Bernard. And he gets it down to the 32. 4 yards the pickup, first down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Let's
A
go!
4-yard pickup on the play.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Got his man, it's Eifert. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. To throw again on 2nd down. Dalton to Mixon on the check down. And down inside the 15 he goes. First down now, but the clock continues to move. So Dalton now. Got a man open, it's Ross. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. As they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Personal foul, face mask, defense.
Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Now Ben going to give this one to Connor. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
57
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. Just bowling over tacklers. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. And Boswell's kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden, they're down.
And when you're facing a deficit on the scoreboard, you're just looking for something to get you right back into the game, and that's the spark that they were looking for. They got it with that big return.
He's back to throw toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw, and the catch good. It's Eifert.
We're good.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. Back to throw. Complete to the right side. It's Eifert. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Now a final chance to stop it here as a timeout comes in with 10 seconds left in the game. He'll look to throw. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete, and now just 3 seconds left. Look at the clock. Time for one more shot. It's do or die for Dalton. Oh, no, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 30, past the 20. And this defense has broken it open as they return it to the house for 6. This was a close game. They needed a little breathing room. Boy, they got it right there on that return for a touchdown.
Yeah, we would say that this could be huge. Forget it. It was huge. Gave them a comfortable lead.
The extra point up and good, but this one was decided anyway, as that will be the final action in this ball game. So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they didn't need to have. They didn't just run out the clock, though. They added to their final total.
Played it all the way to the end, and you know some coaches preach that.